Alright, so I'm convinced the threshold is 5 wins. It's not necessarily 5 games in a row on Modern Warfare of you doing really well or going on crazy high streaks or doing anything crazy, but I just won 5 in a row. I wasn't even trying to go on streaks or anything. I was just trying to do whatever I could to carry the team no matter what. I noticed in the last 3 matches it started to get exceedingly more campy with the enemy team, with those kind of guys who hide in the corner and brag about their KD. And then more people who would play the objective more on the other team on like domination and hard point and stuff like that. And then the sixth game, after winning 5 in a row, after carrying a little bit in the third game and then like a ton in the fourth game and a lot in the fifth game, sixth game gave me just like the worst teammates you can possibly imagine. And I know sometimes that happens to people on the first game of the day, especially if they're playing like search and destroy or if they're playing a certain type of objective mode and they don't care, they're not trying to go for a nuke or they're not trying to go for this or that. If you're trying to win, if you're trying to play the game the way that it was designed to be played and not just stand in the corner and watch an objective and shoot people who aren't looking at you, if you're actually trying to play, the better you do, it does exceedingly get harder. Whether that's a harder experience because of having lesser skilled teammates or you get exceedingly difficult enemies. And I can definitely say for 100% certainty it's definitely less competitive than it is on Cold War, but the maps and the low time to kill make this a lot more campy. It's a lot more campy as you go up in quote-unquote skill. It's people who know how to use the little cubbies and the sight lines and all those little things. They know how to do that better as you go up higher in the skill bracket, as your games get harder. It's not necessarily as often that you see somebody as you go up in the skill bracket who's just way better with their gun skill and shit like that. It's usually not like that. Sometimes it is, but that's rarer than people who are just basically boosting and padding their stats. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think the skill-based matchmaking is thicker in Cold War or in Modern Warfare? I would definitely have to say, after spending a little bit of time after a while on Modern Warfare, just playing the multiplayer, jumping into some quick matches and shit, it's nowhere near as thick as it is on Cold War. And there's also the fact that it's a brand new game. But at the same time, I know Activision is still trying to actively sell Modern Warfare, so they definitely still have skill-based matchmaking in there. There might be quite not the same player pool that there used to be earlier on in the game, and that's for sure. There's less tryhards in that sense, but there's still loads of people who like Modern Warfare more than Cold War for whatever reason. The animations, the double sprint, whatever the case may be. But anyways, everybody have a good one. At this point, I started getting pissed off because somebody was running around with the R9, so I took out this shotgun myself and just started playing the objective really hard. Nothing really too interesting visually. If I wanted to like make some footage, like a gameplay or something like that, unless it was like a gameplay of like, oh, we won. It's like that's what the matchmaking's turning into in a lot of these games. It's like you can't really have a crazy gameplay and quote unquote play it how it's meant to be played. You literally have to like sit off objectives. You have to basically play it. I mean, like when I was off the objective, when I was playing, I was basically playing like a Slayer role, trying to keep all the enemies off the objective if I was blessed enough to have teammates that were playing objective. Luckily, the first 5 games I did, and then game number 6, which I have like a little bit of footage at the end of all of this. Yeah, I think it was like Ramaza or whatever. That or maybe not Ramaza. It was the one that has like the building with the carpets in it. I forget what it's called. I mostly played Ground War when I played Modern Warfare last year, honestly, unless I was in like fucking shipment 24/7 or something, grinding for camos or something. I really didn't play a whole lot of multiplayer. So a lot of these maps I'm not super familiar with or anything, but I don't know. I couldn't see myself really going for a nuke in Modern Warfare, like regular multiplayer. If I did it in Domination, I mean, I guess I could do that. I wouldn't play the objective at all. But I just know I'd probably get shot by somebody camping or something. And the way that the net code is and everything like that, it's really frustrating trying to do stuff like that. I don't really have the patience for it. Highest streak I ever got was 27 on Ground War. And I don't know. I really just haven't wanted to go for something like that ever since. I'd rather just go for like cool little clips and shit. Just try to have fun playing. Like, that's why I'm gonna go for diamond camo on Cold War, just to simply have something to do. Just get it on SMGs. I think that's the only thing I want it on. And I might level up like the DMR and the whatever that other single shot tactical rifle on Cold War is. Probably wait for double XP to really focus on leveling anything up, because I'm not trying to let grinding for camos or trying to level weapons ruin my playing experience when I do play because of the skill-based matchmaking and shit. Sometimes you gotta use weapons that at least can compete.